Well, welcome back to Dunkirk Dunes. So we're going to go ahead and do Commonwealth, turn 2. We're here at the bottom of turn 2 now. So Commonwealth is going to buy a transport and an artillery. That's 11. And then they're also going to spend 6 on a couple of infantry, and they'll be saving 1. So I don't think there are actually any combats here. I think everything that I've laid out is... Oh, actually, there's one. A little tiny one. Not big, but... So, here's what we're going to do for this West Africa situation. This tank here is going to come down into French West Africa, the Vichy guy there, and we're going to take a crack at him. So hopefully he does not get a hit, but you never know. So that is, I think, the only combat. I think everything else is non-combat, just moving stuff around. So let's get out our dice. So we could roll these all together. So what this is going to be is just a tank against an infantry. So here we go. Ah, look at that. Ridiculous. The tank missed, and the Vichy infantry got hit. So that's the worst possible outcome there. So we lose our tank, and the Vichy guy is still there. Shouldn't have done that, obviously. But, okay, to the non-combats now. Okay, so a few things here. We've got a cruiser that's hanging out here in, I think this is C-Zone 85. Yeah, C-Zone 85. He's going to move up 1-2 into C-Zone 88. Okay, and then we've got this transport that's in 106. He's going to pick up the infantry artillery, come down here, and he's going to bring this infantry artillery into British Guiana. Okay, that takes care of that. The submarine that is here in 106 is going to go down here to C-Zone 91. And let's see, so the infantry artillery that are here in Tanganyika, they're going to move up into Anglo-Egyptian Sudan. And then the one infantry who's here in Union of South Africa, he can rail. I can rail 2 units, so I'm going to rail 1. 1, 2, 3 up into Sudan. And then kind of going over more to this side. So the transport that's here off the coast of Java, he's going to pick up 1 infantry off Java. And then he's going to go ahead and move 1, 2 up into C-Zone 39 with his British buddies. And he's going to unload that 1 infantry he brought with him into Calcutta. The fighter that's here on Sumatra is going to go ahead and fly to Burma. Make that a little stronger. Let's see, and then doesn't matter as much now, but I think I'm going to go ahead and do this anyway. The 2 guys in artillery in Queensland are going to move up into Northern Territory, and one of the AAA from New South Wales is going to rail up into the Northern Territory. And then we have this destroyer that's here in C-Zone 62. He's leaving from a naval base. He's going to go across the board. So 1 into 63, 1 into whatever that edge one is, and then 3, he's going to pop out here on the other side of the board in C-Zone 66. Okay. So I think I've moved the guys that I have. So, okay. So as far as placements go, we're going to build our 2 infantry here in our South Africa factory. And then we're going to build our transport here in 106 and our artillery in Quebec. And then I think that's essentially it. We could just do a quick disposition of forces. So, well, first let's do collect income. They didn't move on the income tracker because French West Africa went so poorly. So I think I'm still on 18 on the tracker. I did save 1, so I am going to have 19 for next turn. So there's my 19 for Commonwealth. Okay, so let's just do disposition. So in British Guiana, I've got an infantry artillery. In C-Zone 88, I've got a cruiser and a transport. Do I really want to do that? I may not want to leave those there. Let me pause this. Yeah, so I'm going to do this differently. I don't want to move those guys down there. They're going to stay up here in Quebec. The transport that started in 106 is going to stay there. The cruiser that was down here in 85, I'm just going to move him, I think, right here to 86. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, so let's do the disposition again. So in Quebec, I have 2 artillery and an infantry. In C-Zone 106, I have 2 transports. In C-Zone 86, I have 1 cruiser. In C-Zone 91, I've got a sub. In Casablanca, I have an infantry. Let's see, moving over here. South Africa, I have 2 infantry. In Sudan, I have 2 Commonwealth infantry and a Commonwealth artillery, in addition to the British that are there. Let's see. I have a Commonwealth transport in C-Zone 39, 2 Commonwealth infantry in India, Calcutta. I have 1 Commonwealth fighter in Burma, 1 Commonwealth infantry on Malaya, 1 Commonwealth infantry on Java. And I've got 2 Commonwealth infantry and artillery and a AAA in the Northern Territory, and 1 AAA in New South Wales. And then I've also got 2 Commonwealth fighters on New Zealand, along with a Commonwealth infantry. And then C-Zone 66, I've got a Commonwealth destroyer that's still there. I think that's it. For France, so France is not really going to do anything because almost everything that is French on the board is frozen because it's Vichy French. The French fighter is just going to stay right where he's at, and then of course the 2 French infantry in London, those are not moving, and that's really all France has that is available to actually use or move on the board. Everything else is frozen. So I think that ends our round 2. Maybe I'll just do a disposition of forces for both Free France and Vichy France. So Free France has 1 fighter in Casablanca and 2 French infantry in London. I think that's it for Free French. For Vichy, there is 1 Vichy infantry in French West Africa, 1 in Morocco, 1 in Algeria, 1 in Tunisia, There is a Vichy French cruiser and destroyer in Sea Zone 93. There is a Vichy destroyer in Sea Zone 72. And that's it. So French Indochina is Vichy French, but it's empty. And then, of course, these are, French Madagascar is Vichy French, French Equatorial Africa is Vichy French, French Central Africa is Vichy French. Kind of already touched on the others. This is also Vichy French, of course. So that basically covers it. Oh, and then of course there's one Vichy French infantry in France, city of Vichy, right here. Okay, so that's the end of round 2. So we're going to be back to, here's one more Vichy French guy in Syria. So we're going to go back to Germany, top of round 3. We do get to start with the technology round 3. We get to roll dice to see what it's going to cost each of the major nations who are doing tech to advance their technology to the final stage. So thanks for watching. Here, I thought I would just show a few of the Commonwealth pieces that we've been working on. So this first one there, that's a tribal class destroyer. And then this middle ship, I think that's a King George V class battleship. Yeah. And then this last one, this is a Minotaur class cruiser. Yeah. So we're just slowly, providing 3D pieces for all the different nations. These, again, the sculpts and the deck decals have come from Axis and Allies Board Gaming. So, thanks for watching.